Hello and welcome to the North Bank podcast. I'm your host Holly and I'm joined by Steph this evening. No, Chris. Hello, Steph.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm a bit wheezy.
Okay. Is that because you were singing and chanting last night watching Arsenal demolish Atletico Madrid?
Around the sitting room, doing the conga, just myself and I. For context, we are recording this on Wednesday evening. And so our game took place last night. Liverpool, Chelsea, they're playing this evening. And I think both are winning. That's the latest I can remember on their games. But come on. Let me read you something from half-time yesterday.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the second half. Not worried about Zubimendi missing the next game. There's nothing to worry about, which is worrying.
And who said that? Those wonderfully wise words.
Yeah, well, you did.
Oh, I did.
And you didn't think I'd be using them against you. I'm not using them against you at all, actually. It's
Your Honour.
It's true.
Yeah, well.
Half-time against Fulham, I felt completely relaxed. Like, I know we didn't go out and terrorise Fulham in the second half, but we won the game without ceding a shot on target. And at half-time yesterday, I didn't feel we'll rue those missed chances. Nod to Chris. I didn't feel that. I just thought, I felt confident we'd win the game. I didn't think we'd score 4 goals in 14 minutes, of course. But I just felt, well, if that's the best Atletico Madrid have, we're better than that. Now, could have gone another way if Alvarez's moment of genius had actually dipped under the bar, but it didn't. It hit the crossbar. And I think that is what you call a statement win. Atletico Madrid's joint biggest ever defeat in European Cup or Champions League history. That's, what do you do? Was that, you were just doing the Gyökeres mask there, were you?
Oh, I wasn't intentionally. That was just throwing up my hands, but I had my hands together. A
natural position for your hands these days now. The Gyökeres. Oh, here we go. So, neither of us two were actually at the game, so we had the benefit of, taking in all the angles and comments and commentary and so on. What was your kind of takeaway, just briefly, at the final whistle?
Slightly stunned, to be honest. But again, it's just that air of calmness about the whole thing. Like, to coin a phrase, never in doubt. Again, I might have doubted the whole 4-0 and that kind of comfortable blow them away. So, yeah, it was good. It's
not just that, is it, as well? Unavailable yesterday. Havertz, Ødegaard, Madueke and Jesus. Omitted from the squad entirely, Max Dowman. On the bench, Calafiori, Ranieri, Trossard, Marino, Hincapié, Mosquera, Norgard, White and Kepa. That's not even naming any of the starting 11. So the changes he made, Lewis Skelly came in for Calafiori and Martinelli came in for Trossard. They were the only 2 changes, I think. And yep. I'm really pleased with both of those changes. They were good. Kept Eze. I think I certainly picked Marino to start. Not that I wanted that to happen, but I just felt that he would. And again, it sends a message, doesn't it? It's pretty good. How do you think the first half played out?
The first half I thought was really good. I mean, I feel like, because I was watching some commentary, and it really annoyed me at half time because they were saying, "Oh, this game hasn't really ignited," and actually, what they meant by that was, we as broadcasters haven't seen any goals, which is essentially what highlight reels and clips and everything is all about, or any costly mistakes. There was that weird David Raya brain fart because he's been so bored the last 2 games that he felt like the need to inject some jeopardy into the situation. But otherwise, they hadn't seen that. Whereas, watching the game, I don't know, just from my point of view, I saw immense quality in the game. Not only from us, but even in some parts from Atletico Madrid, who were incredibly competitive, and hard to break down, and had moments themselves when, they caused a bit of concern. I mean, Julian Alvarez is a very, very good attacker. He's elusive as a striker. He's not a traditional number 9, and nor is he a number 10. He's floating in between the two and pops up wherever he wants. Simeone on Lewis Skelly's side gave him a few things to think about, and I was worried when Lewis Skelly kind of stopped him. Probably should have got a yellow card for that pullback. Fine, but didn't. I was worried that was going to turn into more of a difficult evening for him. And so the fact that I still felt that Saka was having an incredible game, him and Timber linking up and really beating their fullback at will was absolutely excellent. You had Martinelli, whose touch was finding him again. Gyökeres again doing that usual thing of just working incredibly hard. The quality of the game was very good, albeit without goals. Fine, but still quality football. Really good.
Absolutely. And we did create chances. I mean, Eze had a deflected shot that hit the top of the crossbar. Really, fourth or fifth minute. The rebound, I thought Rice was unlucky.
I was going to say Rice had one as well. Yeah,
his was the rebound. He kind of hit it into the ground, which is what you're taught to do. Hit it down, but he hit it too hard into the ground, and it just bounced then over the bar completely. That was a good opportunity. Martinelli had a chance, a header, I think, towards half time. But again, I was really encouraged by our overall play. Our overall performance in that first half was, pretty impressive. Apart from the Raya incident, we didn't really see, again, no shots on target in that first half. I don't know how many minutes that was but I don't count it. It's the Premier League that's important for the shots conceded. So that run still goes on. Some of the stats that have been doing the round since the game, it's getting to a point where it's like this team is very, very good.
Very good.
I'm waiting for it to go wrong. It's like, how can this be? The match stats, we had 2.24 XG. They had 0.67. Our XG from open play was 1.46. We had 19 shots, 8 on target, 51% of possession. It was just a very efficient attacking display. I mean, 4 goals in 14 minutes was a bit of a blitz. We're sitting on 9 points from those opening 3 games. We're yet to concede a goal, along with Inter Milan. And on the defensive, I think this stat just did my head in. I couldn't believe it. It's our best defensive record after 12 games in a league season in our history.
Wow.
We've never conceded fewer goals, or even just 3 in the first 12 games of a season. That's off the charts. That's literally off the charts. That's a brand new chart.
Writing history.
Champions League under Arteta, in group stages or knockout stage. No, sorry, the league stage as we call it now. We've had 9 games at home. We've scored 27 goals and conceded 0.
0?
0. League games. We're the first side. We're the first side in the competition's history to keep a clean sheet in 9 successive home games. I mean, it's just mental. I don't know how good are we? I mean, where we have to win something. I asked the question a couple of podcasts ago about, just how good will history view Gabriel and Saliba as a centre-back pairing? Well, it will completely depend upon what silverware they win for us, if any. And is the League Cup enough for us this season? And that sounds arrogant.
I know.
But we've got, with injuries, we've got the best squad we've ever had, arguably. Maybe not the best starting 11, but arguably the best squad we've ever had. It's like, But we cannot do any better than 4-0 at home to Atletico Madrid. Like, we can't do better than that.
And a bit like I was saying about the first half, that it was an excellent first half, albeit without any goals. This is an excellent team, albeit without having got over the line in some competitions. And like you say, it shouldn't do, but it absolutely does, colour some people's view on a player. Would Messi's reputation as the best player in the world was very much cemented when he won the World Cup with Argentina. Again, it didn't really need to be, but it kind of was. However, there are one or two maybe exceptions. People... Although, no, I'm thinking more of on a national level. I was going to say someone like George Best. Did George Best have to play a World Cup to be considered a great player? Well, no. But he was a European Cup winner with Manchester United. So, he did all right. But when you talk about like best players that haven't won anything, there's not a huge amount that come to mind. Well, it was Harry Kane until he moved to Bayern. You're absolutely right. Who
Alan Shearer,
a threat. Shearer's up there.
He won the league with Blackburn, actually.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
The SAS strike force.
The only one the first one that came to my mind was Letitia, but then, are people really clamouring to hold him up as like one of the best players ever? Probably not.
Not since he started talking.
Okay, fine. Moving on. But yeah, I mean, this team they're literally doing things that Arsenal Football Club have never seen in some respects, and it's just it's slightly bewildering. It's brilliant.
And the second half started and we had the scare with the crossbar, and then we had our first goal. And I was so happy it was a set piece. So happy. More happy it was a set piece than if it had been a 45-yard rocket into the top corner, or that it crashed off the underside of the bar, bounced down and bounced. I was more happy that it was a set piece and that it was a headed goal from Gabriel. I'm here. I will bathe in the tears of sneering envy from every other club's support. It's just a thing of beauty. It's almost like set piece goals don't count. It's like I don't understand it.
Right. So here's my take. One, what I'm now viewing the set piece goals as is being able to enjoy it twice. Other fans moaning about it adds another layer of enjoyment. Yeah. Because like you say, it just adds that little bit of salt into the wounds because people, you're boring, you only score set pieces and blah, blah, blah. However, with my, more sort of rational media hat on, I think a lot of that reaction is because they know it will get response from Arsenal fans. And also a lot of people have got to look at themselves. We're recording this tonight. It's Wednesday evening. Liverpool are playing in the Champions League. They went a goal behind against Frankfurt, and they've scored 2 set-piece goals to get back into the game. Chelsea...
They don't count as much, though, do they?
Okay, so it's still 1-1 at the time of recording. Okay, fine. Chelsea have scored a couple of penalties against Ajax. It's one of those things. I think it's a bit of a trope that you probably only find particularly online, and then it grows. But at the same time, I will celebrate and delight in set-piece goals all the time. That delivery from Rice for the Gabriel header was perfection. It was perfection. I loved it. It was so good as a delivery. Normally you're praising the player who gets on the end of it. No, that was all about the delivery. Keeper, no chance. All Gabriel had to just let it skim off his head. Beautiful.
It's almost like we practice it.
I know, right? There's a brilliant picture doing the rounds. I don't know if you've seen it online, where it's a still of the corner or a corner about to go in for Arsenal. There's 4 Atleti players just in a semicircle around Gabriel, while there's 2 or 3 other Arsenal players who are being marked by a couple of Atleti players. He is so in their heads. And what's brilliant is he still wins the headers. It's amazing. Gabby XL for me, I know other people have disagreed, and other players. I think it was Gyökeres got man of the match officially.
Yeah.
But for me, Gabriel, clean sheet, goal, assist. Come on.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
blocks, and then up the other end,
Oh,
like he's the king in both boxes.
Yep.
If he's there, that's it. Marco Silva said after the Fulham game, if Gabriel jumps, there is nothing anyone can do about it.
brilliant.
Like if he's getting to the pitch of the ball and he jumps, doesn't matter what you do in training. You're not beating him.
And I'm loving this narrative as well, because again, we can get distracted by listening to commentators online. We are commentators online as well, but we will always try and go out of our way and see what more learned people than us than are saying. And Marco Silva says that about Big Gabby. Last night, Diego Simeone said, look, his team have faced Liverpool away. They've played Real Madrid in La Liga, and they got a draw. They narrowly lost one. They beat their local rivals. And Diego Simeone was like, but Arsenal are the best team we've faced this season. They were just so much better. And it was as much in an attacking sense. I thought Saka had a great game. I thought Martinelli was particularly good as well. But at the same time, Saka did a lot of defensive work. Martinelli works hard off the ball. This team works so much as a unit, in and out of possession, forwards, back. Like they're just on it. They're serious. We've got a serious team.
There's a humility about them as well. There's nobody too big to work hard.
Yeah,
that's they very much get the sense that they're in it. They're all in it together. But
again, we sort of joke about the fucking standards from Arteta, but that is the point. That tiki-taka team of Barcelona in the early 2010s under Guardiola and a few iterations of the Man City team, it was furious 5 seconds after you've lost the ball, win it back. Don't give the opposition time to breathe and settle themselves and compose. And we've got a bit about that. For us as well, and it's just great to see, because there's very few games we go into now where we think, well, if we're not at it today, we're always going to be at it, and that probably plays into what we said about the first halves against Fulham, against Atleti, that we would have loved an early goal, and there was times when we had chances in both games, but ultimately, just because it's 0-0 at half time, still not that worried. It's fine. Because we know we've got a certain level we're going into that second half with. And even players on the bench who can come in and even raise the standards. It's unreal. I don't know how to talk about this team in any more sort of a glowing sense. It's great.
Watch us lose against Palace.
Shut up, you. It's too early for that. Right, Chris has messaged in his thoughts on the game. Do you want to hear
him? Go as far as he... Stop before he starts talking about the third goal.
Okay, fine. I don't know if he particularly talks about it.
He does, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, he says, a tough first half, both teams a bit cagey, wondered how we would make a breakthrough. Generous free kick for the goal, but they have to defend it better. Gabby XL ran unchallenged, not that I'm complaining. Second goal, the pick of the lot.
Yeah, so the second goal. What a fantastic piece of play by Miles Lewis-Skelly, and he's our backup left back, but that was very much him in midfield.
Exactly.
And that's kind of potentially
imagine when he matures
his position in the future, but he just went past 2 or 3 Madrid players like they weren't there.
Yeah.
And not only that, the quality of the pass, the weight of the pass was perfect. It allowed Martinelli to hit that first time. Now, Martinelli at the start of the season would not have taken that shot on that quickly. He'd have taken a touch or 4 and the opportunity would have gone. He wouldn't have got the shot away. But wow, what a finish. What a beautiful, curled, Henry-esque finish that was. Loved it. And again, that'll just... Where are all the set piece criticisers now? When we that was an open play goal, but we don't score open play goals. What's going on? Now, goals 3 and 4. Gyökeres, I think we all wanted him to score. because it's better for us in the long term if he does. But I just want to give you some stats on Gyökeres for this season so far. He's now got 5 goals in 12 games, which is just a little bit shy of 1 in 2, which is fine for the start of his Arsenal career. I'm going to have to read a few of these. He ranks top in the Premier League for applying high pressure in the final third with 199 such actions. Thiago from Brentford is second on 185 and Semenyo from Bournemouth is third on 150. So he's on 199 high presses in the final third, and the player in third place is almost 50 behind him. So he's almost 33% ahead of the third place person. Also top for high pressures in the opposition box on 90. Haaland is second on 68. That's a huge deficit from he's the most dangerous off the ball runs into the opposition box. He's got the most of those as well in the Premier League, 54. He's not always found, obviously, but he's on 54. Munoz is at Fulham. He's on 45. He's also
Munoz is he is at Fulham. Yeah, he's a Fulham striker, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There's a Munoz. Isn't there a Munoz who plays for Palace? But he's a defender, so no.
He's also got the most dangerous off-the-ball runs behind the defence. No, he hasn't. No, not the most there. He's third. And Bermo at United is 127. Ollie Watkins at Villa is 107. And Gyökeres is on 92. So he's top of the charts for 3. And this is his off-the-ball work, which is critical to our team's success. We looked at Ødegaard as the main propagator of that last season and when he plays, but actually Gyökeres is leading the line and all the high presses, try and win the ball back as quickly as possible, and then also the runs off the ball, occupying not just the 2 centre backs, but if he runs to the left, he's occupying right back and right centre back. If he goes to the right, he's occupying left back and left centre back. He's occupying 2 of the back 4 at any one time, allowing space for other players, which is why in 8 games in the Premier League we've managed 10 different goal scorers. Like, he's got a large role, not just in goal scoring. In terms of Arsenal, that's league-wide rather. In terms of just Arsenal, he's won the most possessions in the final third. Okay, he's the striker. You might want that, but that would mainly be possibly Ødegaard. He's won the most fouls, so he's won 19 fouls. That's the most. His tackle success is 100%. That's joint first in the Arsenal squad. His touches in the opposition box at 68 is first. His aerial duels contested, 41, as second in the Arsenal team. I don't know who's first. Aerial duels won is 14, so that's fourth in the Arsenal team. He's putting himself about a lot. Like, he's top. I don't know who it was. Marino, I think, interviewed whilst he was away with Spain. In an interview, I think it was him, I might have this wrong, referenced Gyökeres' data. He said it's scary. He said, just forget about the goals, just his data, his in-game data is off the charts. It's scary. So his own teammates, and again, you could see how delighted the team were that he did score. I mean, he was almost embarrassed to celebrate the first goal, and I can see why. Possibly.
It's heavily, yeah, exactly.
But the second one, again, Trossard scored a goal almost identical last week, and I asked, who else have we got that can score that goal? And, well, Gyökeres stepped up, and he put it in with his midriff, shall we say.
He kind of thrust it into the net.
He thrust it into the net, he did. And he celebrated properly this time.
Yeah.
Which was good to see. So, what do you think to those stats on Gyökeres and how he's perceived by Arsenal fans and maybe by the wider football community?
Me personally, that checks out with what I've seen with the eye test. there is a player that is working incredibly hard and doing all the right things that you would expect a striker to do, even if, I think, like Chris had a good point last time, in my head, because of maybe how I've been conditioned certain Arsenal players to be over the last 20, 25 years, I am expecting perhaps more finesse than is part of his game. Maybe there's more of a battering ram style, and that sounds far too patronising, really, to be honest. But it is what it is. Maybe he is more direct, but the directness is not necessarily even in his runs. It's also in his touch. It's about a simplicity of touch or pass that's going for, rather than doing anything too cute. I don't know. Wider Arsenal community, I don't know. I think if there's going to be any criticism, it will be people who purely based him just on goals. And as a striker, he's always going to be judged to a large extent on that. But at the same time, like those pundits I was watching yesterday who were saying, oh, it's not really taken off because we haven't had any goals. If you're not prepared to see the wider picture of what he then adds to the team, because we were saying as well, like, as much as we wanted a number 9 striker, it was as much for Saka's benefit as anyone else's. Yeah. And the reason we wanted maybe an upgrade on the left was for Saka's benefit as much as anyone else's. Yeah, we're fed
up with him having 3 defenders in front of him.
Exactly. And I saw it in a game this week as well. I had the misfortune of watching Barcelona versus Olympiacos. And Lamine Yamal is getting the same treatment. Not Lamal, he's an 80s singer. But Lamine Yamal getting the same treatment. 3 players on him. The problem is Barca have got a couple of other players who can do some pretty devastating damage as well. But the best players do attract that. And the best teams have more options. And now we've certainly got a bit of that. Love it.
Well, 10 different goal scorers is testament to that. Just on Martinelli, he's played 10 games this season. Now, he hasn't started 10 games this season. He's had 10 appearances, come off the bench quite a bit. He's got 4 goals and 1 assist. But in the Champions League, in 3 games, he's got 3 goals and 1 assist. You buy quality players, and the players you already have raise their game. Because can you imagine what the training sessions are like?
Well, yeah, look at our 2-11s. That would... I mean, we did we talk about it recently, or maybe I saw it and was chatting with someone else about it, about how well our shadow 11 would do.
Well, I talked about the back 5.
Might push for Europe,
support act. Yeah,
you'd hope it would.
A back 4 with Ben White, Mosquera, Hincapie, and Miles Lewis-Skelly, and with Kepa behind them. It's still very, very good. I mean, obviously, you want Gabriel and Saliba in the middle, but still, that's...
But still, and that's the thing, isn't it? Gyökeres is training against Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah, the best.
The best in the league at the minute, as a partnership, massively.
Best pairing European football. I mean,
sure.
Well, no one's conceded fewer goals than this all season.
No, I know, but it's me and my language. I don't doubt that, but I will always be slightly more less hyperbolic, because that's just naturally
They're the
me.
best we've ever seen, Steph. What else does Chris say?
Chris also said, second goal, the pick of the lot. MLS taking players out of the game with every stride, and Gabby's finish was inch perfect. Henry would be proud. He then goes on to say, Big Vic deserved his scrappy goals for all his effort he's put into recent games, like we just said. Big shout out again, like I said, to Gabby XL for the assist on the 4th goal and his tackle moments after he'd scored, which he celebrated like another goal. Easily my man of the match, and I 100% agree with that. And then he just signs off with, overall, once we got going, they couldn't live with our power and pace. Bring on Bayern. Forgetting that we've got Prague in between that away, but okay, bring it on.
And Zubamendi misses the Prague game, but that's fine. He has a week off. That's good.
And Norgard is fine. He'll come in.
I mean, the
Brentford's captain.
Yeah, the subs that come on. The fact that Arteta was afforded the luxury with 15, 20 minutes to go to take, who did he take off? Zubamendi, Gabriel, and Eze. With no real threat or fear that we were going to even concede. Like not like drop points, but just
Unreal,
even concede.
Unreal.
So it's good. It's good. Yeah, so we're I think we've got two other teams above us. Inter Milan also haven't conceded. PSG have got 9 points from 3 games. Inter Milan have, we have. I think a couple of teams today can join us if they win their games on maximum points from the opening 3. But it's really is it top 8 we're worried about, isn't it? We're just finishing in the top 8.
Top 8
to avoid those extra round. And this year, the higher you finish, the benefit you actually get the benefit of the home game
draws.
Second.
Yeah.
So which we got caught out. We had both games away, so we were in the Bernabeu away second leg, which actually was probably better for you as a fan.
Oh, well, as someone who went to the Bernabeu.
Did you go?
You're absolutely. I did. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. Absolutely. But yeah, again, you could also, worked against us in the PSG game, perhaps. But,
Yeah, I think personnel or numbers in terms of personnel was the bigger obstacle we had. Anything else to say about the Champions League performance? Any other individual performers that you'd like to flag?
Well, I put a call out on our socials for people to get in touch if they had any questions or comments for the pod. So a couple of people. Dan, friend of the show, Dan, has messaged. He said, Zubi is our best signing so far this season. He felt that Eze was really disappointing, playing too safe. Where's the creativity? He wants Ben White to get minutes. And then Saka and Martinelli attacking opposition fullbacks with pace and flair was a delight to see.
How did you think Eze played?
I thought it was fine. I
know what he means.
I sort of know what he means. Yeah, absolutely.
Play safe a bit too much.
Maybe. For me, it's about volume of touches, and I think it's about working out how he enables himself to do that. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm used to watching him with Palace where he does have a more volume of touches. Because I know some of the criticism that's levied at Odegaard is high press. When he wins the ball, actually, it's no more than a couple of touches and he's playing a pass. Sometimes those passes are really risky and don't come off. But I'd rather he play a risky pass and it not come off than play it safe. So maybe Eze's just got to work himself up to that kind of level of confidence. So yeah, thanks, Dan. Another one is Jimmy Tozer on Twitter said, I didn't think the atmosphere was very good until we scored. North Bank was very quiet, but the game was amazing. Zubimendi is world class.
No bedding in for him.
Well, this is the thing. There are some players, whether it's because our system was so attuned to absorb him, basically, or his sheer force of will just means he's going to thrive in this environment, then he has been incredible, it must be said. There were a couple of notices, a message on BlueSky from Jennifer Poodle. Hello, Jennifer Poodle, who said, loved how hard the boys worked until the very end. Hated all of the empty seats before full time.
It did empty quite quickly, didn't it?
I actually made that comment to my wife, who was sort of flicking in and out. She doesn't like watching football when I'm at home watching football because obviously I'll get a bit stressed or whatever. And my basic comment was, our bit in the North Bank, yeah, everyone's still there though, aren't they? Yeah. So I was just saying, yeah, it's all those.
It's
what would
us,
it be?
Yeah.
Was it the East Stand? The one that the cameras look at? I think that's the East Stand, isn't it? Was incredibly empty. I think a lot of people were going, right, midweek, travel issues on the Piccadilly line. I'm getting out of here. We're so comfortable against Atletico Madrid that I feel like I can
feel bad for the players though. They kind of earned, more eyes on them at the final whistle.
Yeah, I mean, I never get it. I'm paying all that money to be there. I'm going to stay till the final whistle. That's my view. Fine. And there might be some people with legitimate reasons to get off early, but
I have left early, like a few minutes on stoppage time. 4-0. I might have been tempted. I know, fair weather nonsense. Not if I was on my own. It's only if I had a kid with me. that I'd want to.
Well, yeah, midweek and late.
Beat the rush, because it can make a big difference in how long it takes you to get home. Anything else? Anyone else?
No, that's it. All good. Yeah, just what a win.
Who was your man of the match?
Yeah, Big Gabby. Goal, clean sheet, assist. An absolute beast. Love him. Love him so much. He's our talisman, I think, now. And in a team of talismen like Rice, and I mean, take your pick. It's just unreal. Saka. Gabby is amazing.
Spain's a prolific goal scorer can't get in the first 11. It's like it is ridiculous. Unless it's after the next international break. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't lose anybody with injury between now and then. But we'll get Madueke and Havertz back.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the thing. It could be quite frightening. You think of the tough start we've had to this season. Those 12 games, one or two aside, have been all of a really high calibre. And here we are breaking records for defensive stats and sweeping aside teams like Atletico Madrid. Wow.
Yeah, I'm here for it. We've suffered over 3 seasons for this.
Well, I sort of mentioned to you, it maybe was the Fulham game, but and the comment at half time, but it might have even been last night in the WhatsApp group about how there was always players in our squads during the Emirates era up until sort of post COVID to this team. There was always one or two players that could either act like passengers that wouldn't do the hard work in pressing, or might have a bit of a mistake in them. And this team, the level of quality everywhere is just unreal. We've all lived through the Mustafi era, so we deserve this.
It does make you appreciate just how good Max Dowman must be.
Yeah, for 15, him to be knocking on the door.
Yeah, at 15, that's impressive. Okay. We play Palace on Sunday at home. Palace, who play, I don't know who they're playing. I know they're playing at home in the Conference League tomorrow evening. So we've got an extra 48 hours on those guys in terms of rest in preparation for Sunday's game. Their form has kind of tapered a little bit. 3 games ago, they had the fantastic last-minute win against Liverpool. Thank you, Eddie. Then they lost at Everton. That was their first defeat of the season. And obviously they had an extremely dramatic 3-3 draw at home to Bournemouth at the weekend. Mateta got a hat-trick and actually missed an absolute sitter to make it, which would have made it 4-3. Obviously they're a dangerous side and they're marshalled extremely well by Oliver Glasner, doing extremely well. They're 8th, 13 points. They've scored 12. They've conceded 8. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
Yeah, those last couple of results for Palace have tempered my usual anxiety to a little bit. But at the same time, look at Bournemouth are a very good side against them. Last season, those 2 games, Bournemouth-Palace, were 0-0. And yet this year, something happened. They took the handbrake off and it was 3-3. But they are 2 incredibly good sides. But we are in a good place at the minute. So we should be buoyant.
How or why might we lose it or drop points? Is it the C word?
Complacency.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a few changes Arteta could make as well, but we've got an extra day's kind of recovery than we might normally have. Palace must be playing in the Conference League on Thursday.
You weren't listening to me.
Sorry,
I
overlooked that. Yeah, absolutely. It's just dawned on me that's
playing
happening
tomorrow.
as well.
They're playing at home.
Yeah, that makes me even more confident, possibly then, because we've been there on Thursday nights and struggling with that. Whatever that is, it is literally just the quick turnaround and the lack of training and all those sorts of things.
It's weird because I don't know what the difference between Wednesday and Saturday and Thursday and Sunday is. It's the same time gap.
It's weird, isn't it?
But it does seem to be a thing.
Yeah. It's a psychological thing, possibly, but yeah. So there shouldn't be any complacency, but it's the Premier League. Teams are very good.
Are we away to Slavia Prague following midweek, or is it 2 weeks?
I don't know off the top of my head. They are coming. No, it's next week, midweek. We're playing on the Wednesday against Brighton.
Okay, so
Carabao Cup.
The starting 11 from last night, excuse me, and possibly on Sunday, are largely going to have a week off.
Yeah. Brighton will be a more changed side, won't it? In the Carabao Cup, of course.
Maybe not as changed as Port Vale, but certainly there will be a lot of changes, you would imagine.
Yeah.
Depends on fitness, I guess. Like Ben White, as Dan said, Ben White needs minutes.
Does.
On that then, do you want to read out Chris's starting 11 or yours?
Ours do slightly differ. They're very similar up until one position. So it's Raya in goal. It's Calafiori at left back. Saliba, Gabriel at the centre, and Timber at right back. Midfield three are exactly the same. Zubamendi, Rice, Eze. And then the front three, we've both got Saka, we've both got Gyökeres, but we differ. I think Trossard will come back into the side and form a partnership with Calafiori. And then Martinelli will be saved for the bench, whereas Chris has got Martinelli starting.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at Chris's team, but I've got exactly the same team as Chris.
You've got Martinelli in.
I have, and I'm only basing that on the fact he played such a good game last night. I think that before the Fulham game, Arteta would have maybe anticipated Trossard start against Fulham, Martinelli start against Atletico Madrid, Trossard start against Palace. That's what I might. Okay. But I think Martinelli was so good last night. I can't help but feel he might want to continue that momentum with him.
Reward
because
him.
Yeah, well, reward him, but also kind of he's quite on fire at the moment and he has pace. I just love the way he took that goal. I think that says great. Anything you want to know about his confidence, there it is.
Trossard scored against Fulham.
But didn't play well.
No, but
he did. There was nothing electric or I know, of course, and actually Trossard's goal was more important than Martinelli's goal.
Yep,
I absolutely state that. But he hadn't played well in that game.
Yeah,
judging by our WhatsApp exchange.
I've just got the feeling, and actually someone messaged us on Instagram with this similar thing. Apologies, can't remember who that was, about how the left wingers and the left back are those could be those relationships. So you could have essentially Martinelli, Lewis Skelly, and you could have Calafiori, Trossard, and how they complement each other. Lewis Skelly is a bit more traditional, not perhaps as forward thinking as Calafiori, so that lets Martinelli basically just think forward all the time. Whereas Calafiori, as we know, is a bit of an enigma and a rogue, and wanders off, whereas Trossard can be a little bit more safe, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalise it. So I think Trossard will come back in. I think we're just trying to predict what Arteta will do.
Ranieri or Marino in place of Eze?
Not unless there's some fitness concerns. I think Eze will be in that position where more minutes in the team and learning how other people move around him can only add to his confidence and add to his experience with us as a team as well, I think. The one thing about Martinelli would be interesting because Palace play a black 3, so whether it keeps that wide midfielder in a 4 or a 5, depending on how they want to set up, that could push them back, or he could exploit the space left and drag that. What would it be? It would be the right-sided centre back over. There's an argument that pace could be quite useful.
there's not really much news on player availability for Palace. They haven't any major injuries at the moment. There's a player I've never heard of, and then is it oh my God, is it Decore? No, can't remember now. There is one player that I know that's missing, and I have heard of him. So they're quite a settled side. They've got, Mark Gay and Lacroix at the back, who are very, very good. And again, but I'm 3-3 against Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a very good attacking side as well, who put 3 past Fulham the week before. But it is encouraging. They shipped 2 at Everton, 3 against Bournemouth. So they're not as solid. And again, their little drop off possibly coincides with their European ventures. And
must be a factor.
Yeah, and long may that continue. What time's kickoff on Saturday?
2:00. Sunday.
2:00. Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, 2:00.
What's Chris's score prediction?
Is exactly the same as his last 2 predictions in the league. So for the 3rd time, he's going 2-0 to the Arsenal.
And he's got did he get both those right? He certainly got... No, he got
Fulham was 1.
But he got West Ham right.
Yeah.
And you?
For the 2nd Premier League game in a row, I am going 2-1 to the Arsenal.
And I'm going 3-1 to the Arsenal.
For the 2nd game in a row as well.
Did I do 3-1 last time?
Maybe this is getting a little bit predictable.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea what I predicted last time, so I'm not. I just keep thinking we'll concede a goal, and yet we don't. So I'm going to keep thinking that we concede a goal.
Yeah, in my head,
I think down to me.
We're playing a very informed striker in Mateta, and
he's an interesting one, though.
He seems to come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Did he make his debut for France as well?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Which is brilliant. And is he 27, 28, something like that? He's quite old.
Late bloomer.
I mean, quite old.
Think about Giroud's time in the French team, and he's their record goal scorer ever.
Yeah.
And you would argue, was a bit of a late bloomer as well.
Well, yes, he got most of those goals after he left us.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. So maybe that's the way to go. That's why, Kane will do well for England for now, because he's got that age and experience to keep bagging.
Well, he's like playing quarterback role for Bayern Munich these days. He's dropping very deep. And I know he had started to do that for Spurs as well. Are you going to Palace?
Absolutely. You are not.
I am not. And okay, once you've mentioned it, I'm actually out of radio contact as of Saturday. From Saturday to Saturday, I'm spending half term in Ireland, but the house is under renovation. So what weak internet service I did have has potentially reduced to 0 for these few weeks. So I won't be. You'll all have the pleasure of Stef and Chris.
Well, Chris, as it stands, is going to Palace as well, so I'll try and catch him there outside Block 5 and 6 again.
Lovely. He'll be late.
Well, there's no commitments, family commitments on a Sunday morning like there is a Saturday morning.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know it doesn't matter, but that's not the point.
There'll be magic roadworks or something like that, which he can claim because I'm not actually doing the drive past these roads, so I can't contest that. You haven't told us where to find us yet, Steph.
I haven't. I've missed that at the start. We were so giddy with how well we played last night that we forgot it. If people want to watch us as well as listen to us, you can find us on YouTube at North Bank Pod, but you can still catch us wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah. I've got one question that I just wanted to ask.
Not a quiz.
No, it's not a quiz.
Okay.
In your opinion, so far this season, what has been the most important goal that we've scored? I asked Chris, so don't look at the WhatsApp. I asked Chris and he actually gave the same answer as I've written down for me. So I'm just curious what you think.
My feeling would be... Oh, it's easy. Oh, the late winner against Newcastle.
Okay, interesting. Because that's not me. That's me and Chris haven't said that.
What have you said?
I mean, I get that because I've written down the possibilities were, look, Calafiori's goal at Old Trafford on the opening day of the season.
Any of the 1-0 wins. So Calafiori,
so Trossard against Fulham.
Trossard, Fulham.
The one that myself... So you could say Marino's goal against Newcastle. Because without that, Gabriel's winner
like
isn't...
fever pitch. You've got to score the first one.
You've got to get the first one. You can't just go to 2-0.
But we were drawing games, and it was a difficult place to go. The winner against Newcastle, statement win, difficult place.
Okay, so you've not named the one that me and Chris both wrote, both made note of.
Then I'm going to probably the Champions League game.
No.
What? I can't forget. Victor Gyökeres's first goal.
No.
Oh, for God's sake, come on.
Martinelli's 93rd minute equaliser at home to City.
Oh, yeah.
And more within the context of what City have done since.
You've taken 2 points off City as well.
They'd be above us. Would they be above us? Yeah, there's a 4-point swing.
And do you know what's funny about that? We celebrated it, but it was a tempered celebration.
We were disappointed.
We were sort of going, come on, sort it out.
I can't believe we only drew.
I can't believe we only drew with City, who have now gotten like 6 games unbeaten or something, and Haaland has scored a gazillion goals.
Yeah, so
we're so spoiled.
If we hadn't scored that...
Yeah, they'd be 2 points better off in the league, and we'd be looking a bit fragile.
1 point lower, and they'd be 2 points. We'd be level on points with City. I finally worked it out. My maths has come in handy.
Fine, but there'd still be a narrative. You know, we didn't beat City. Despite all the good results elsewhere, that would, could be used as a stick to beat us with.
Yeah, so I wonder, people listening, if they still are listening or watching, which of those 2 goals do you think is the most important goal we've scored this season? Martinelli's equaliser against City or Gabby's winner against Newcastle? I mean, I know which one was the most enjoyable, okay? The Newcastle winner. And it laid to rest a few ghosts of recent past. But importance or significance, it's tough.
I'd like to just take it back to the start when we were talking about Atletico Madrid. I feel a ghost has been laid to rest regarding Atletico Madrid, because I was so dejected when Griezmann scored that equaliser in the 80-something minute in the Europa League semi-final.
And they'd been down to 10 men for most of the game.
They were down to 10 men. We were at home. We had a 1-0 lead, taking a 1-0 lead there, making them come on to us. It was sort of in our favour, and then a bit of sloppy play. I've got an image in my head, and I don't have the image in my head, but I've seen it today on a picture of Mustafi trying to slide in and cut out the shot, and it just brought back a lot of painful memories, so it's nice. I mean, what I should also say is that was the best goalkeeping performance I'd ever seen from a goalkeeper in Jan Oblak.
He's a very good goalkeeper.
He's amazing. He even made a couple of brilliant... there was one where he came out and like shielded it. It like hit his chest because he reacts. He's quick. And yeah, I mean, 4 goals was no like slight on him in a particular
No, he got
way.
his hand to Martinelli's shot.
Well, this is it. Yeah, he is an incredible keeper. And that was the best I'd ever seen a keeper. So yeah, 4-0.
Cool. That's nice. We can happily sign off with a reminder that we beat Atletico Madrid 4-0 last night.
Woohoo!
Get in. Okay, thanks for the chat, as ever, and thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the next week to 10 days. I shall be back, personally, for a post-Burnley review. I think that's right. We play them on the Saturday.
Yeah,
I'll be back on the Sunday. I'll be sailing across the Irish Sea at the kickoff time, so I'm not sure how much of it I'll see.
You'll be quite close to Burnley.
I'll be joining the celebrating Gooners on the way back down the M6.
We'll give you a wave in our minibus and run the way back.
Excellent. And but you guys will be back for a chat about the Palace game and the Brighton Cup game as well. Anyway, brilliant. Have a good few days and week wherever you guys are, and catch you next time. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
See ya.
The North Bank, an Arsenal podcast. Subscribe, rate and review on your app, and find us on your socials at North Bank Pod. Email hello@thenorthbankafc.com and check out our website, thenorthbankafc.com. Produced by the Podcast Company.